Hi everybody, it's Teresa. Happy New Year. We're just going to go ahead and dive right on in. This is the first book review I am doing in 2019, and I am thrilled to bring you Bits and Pieces by Dawn Hosmer. This book is a psychological thriller. I think it actually is listed on the book as a psychological suspense. But, same thing, kind of, for the most part. Um, I would, yeah, it's suspense thriller. So, um, Bits and Pieces, Dawn Hosmer, absolutely beautiful cover, beautiful book, well written. Let's dig right into. I'm going to go ahead and read the blurb on the back of the book. A chance encounter with a stranger traps Tessa within the mind of a madman. Tessa was born with a gift. Through a simple touch, she picks up pieces of others. A flash of color devours her, the only indication that she's gained something new from another person. Red equals pain, purple a talent, yellow a premonition, orange a painful memory, and blue a pleasant one. Each flash blurs the lines between her inherent traits and those she's acquired from others. Whenever she gains bits of something new, she loses more pieces of herself. While assisting in search efforts for a local missing college student, Tessa is paralyzed by a flash that rips through her like a lightning bolt, slicing apart her soul. A blinding light takes away her vision. A buzzing louder than any noise she's ever heard overwhelms her, penetrates her mind. As the bolt works its way through her body, images and feelings from someone else take over. Women's dead eyes stare at her as her hands encircle their throats. Their screams consume her mind. Memories of the brutal murders of 5 women invade her. Will she be able to find the killer and help save the next victim? Can she do so without completely losing herself? This book, y'all, I want to hold it the whole time, but it's absolutely beautifully done, beautifully written. The characters have plenty of depth. I immediately connected to them. Some of them I loved, some of them I hated, some of them I was really scared for. Um, some of them scared me. Like, it's amongst my favorite books I have ever read. And this is Dawn's debut novel. And so I cannot wait to see what else she brings us. But let's talk a little bit more about the story, specifically about Tessa, who is our main character, who is dealing with the emotions of taking on bits of other people and losing bits of herself. And it started as a small child for her. One of the things that really stood out to me, and part of it I'm sure is because I have strained relations with my parents. Tessa's relationship with her parents is not a good one. And to me, it was obvious from the get-go that it was not going to be a good one. And I don't mean as far as the book goes, but as far as her life goes. And this is why I say that. Her parents, both of their names start with a C. It's Charles and Catherine. Her brothers, her 3 older brothers, who are quite a bit older than her actually, are Chris, Kyle, and Corey. So everyone in the family has a name that starts with a C, except for Tessa. And to me, that spoke volumes for what her life and her relationships were going to be like with her family. She is close with one of her brothers, very close with one of her brothers actually. But the others, not there's not really a relationship there as there's not with her parents. So that really stood out to me and helped draw me into her because it's such a familiar thing for me as well. Other characters in the book, Chandra is a friend that Tessa meets along the way through the book, who I absolutely adored. Ophelia, who is Tessa's therapist or shrink. I'm not sure if it's specific in the book whether she has one degree or the other. And then Jonas, who is a potential love interest in the book, but I won't get too much into that because I don't do spoilers. So Um, but the story is beautifully told. And the thing I love most about this book is that I thought for a split second that I knew what was going to happen in this book. I was very, very wrong. And I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Reminded me very much of an M. Night Shyamalan story. The way it plays out and the twist at the end was beautiful. And my only complaint about this book is that there's not more of it. Um, and I don't know if we're going to get more of these characters. I hope we do, but I do not know, and I'm not even sure if Dawn knows at this point. So, um, that's where I stand with this book. It is absolutely highly, highly recommended from me. So there's the serial killer aspect. There's the brilliant twist at the end. There's strained family relationships. Like, this book to me is just, everything is so well done. The characters are so well developed. You feel like these are people that you could possibly know in your life. Um, so yeah, I really, I can't say enough about this book. Um, it's it's at the top of my recommended list at the moment. We all know I have lots of books that I plan on reading over this year, but I don't know. She's right up there with Mary Higgins Clark on my list of favorite authors, and Mary Higgins Clark is my favorite author of all time ever. I've read many of her books, and I will read every book Dawn Hosmer ever puts out based off of bits and pieces. So there's that. Now, I know that two of the things I promised was an overall rating of like a movie rating. What is the acceptable audience for this book? I would put it between a PG-13 and an R rating, more so for the violence in the book than anything else. There's a lot of emotional stuff that that younger kids may not be quite ready to deal with. The violence is a little much. There's not much in the way of sexual content. There's a little bit, but not much. Um, but it's borderline. So, but I highly recommend it. At least, 15, 16 year olds could probably read this book and thoroughly enjoy it and not be traumatized by it. So, of course, this is coming from someone who started reading true crime novels when she was about 8. So take that into consideration before you make your decision on, whether your kids are allowed to read it. But adults, dive in, you'll love it. And I don't have the graphics ready for my Black Rose ratings, but Bits and Pieces absolutely gets 5 Black Roses from me. It is, like I said before, I couldn't have expected anything else from this book. I couldn't have wanted for anything other than more story because I want more from these characters. So that's where I'm at on this. Bits and Pieces. The link will be in the description. Make sure you get you a copy. My personal feeling is grab paperbacks when you can. Grab actual print books when you can. It helps the author more than the digital. But hey, if digital is your thing, you go for it. Audible, whatever, audiobooks, read it. Put it on your list. If you have questions that aren't going to force me to reveal spoilers, because I'm not going to do it, put them in the comments. Or anything. If you have a book you'd like for me to add to my to be read list, please throw that in the comments as well. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. I have lots more coming for you. So I actually have another book I've already finished reading, and I will have a review up for it by the end of the week. And I am starting on another book. So I am really excited about where this is already headed, and I can't wait to see you next time with the next review. Y'all have a great day.